is in limbo.
So the neighbors have been dealing with this.
And why there's no quick fix.
I don't want to chase you around.
Como 4 exclusive, tonight at 11.
This traffic report is brought to you by Washington Policy Center.
Take a cozy Clipper Vacations getaway to Victoria. Voted the most romantic city in Canada. Clipper round trip and overnight hotel stay from only $128 at clippervacations.com.
You are in control of the show. Choose your news on the Candy, Mike, and Todd Show. Mike and Todd Show.
I'm all out of sorts. I had to switch seats. Now I have to look across the table at you, the cameras, and then I'm really close to Andrew. What's going on? Now give me a fist bump. That's okay. No, I'm just kidding. He went. So Candy's gone. I get to sit in her seat. Engineer's here, changing our microphones, and it's time for Choose Your News, where it's a game. Points don't matter, except I'm in the lead, except Mike won yesterday, except there were allegations of fraud. We'll check into that. How it works is we're each going to pitch you a news story you're going to take to the text line and tell us which one you want to hear. And for the people who say, why the text line? Well, because that's the way we do it. It's the way we've always done it. Can't be done any other way. Mike, you want to go first? You're the champion from yesterday.
Yeah, I got a nice one, and actually it's a good local hook on this. In the 1980s in France, the heroin epidemic there was worse in many ways than it is currently today in the United States, and certainly in a place like Seattle. The French government made one change that from 1995 forward has dropped heroin overdose deaths by 79%.
Was that when they stopped letting them say it in English? They had to say heroin in French?
It isn't.
Okay. You want to hear Mike's story? Text Mike's story to 98973. All right, you've heard about Monica Witt, but I don't know that a lot of attention has been paid to her. She is the woman who decided to change sides. She'd been in the armed forces. She'd served in combat, as a matter of fact. Decided to switch sides and go work for Iran. She's in Iran now, and she's been turning over some pretty major secrets, which could lead to the death of some of our operatives. We don't exactly know why she became radicalized, but there is a money trail which is pretty tantalizing, and that money trail has to do with George Washington University and a lot of countries in the Middle East. Did that cause her to do it? We don't know. But it's a fascinating money trail to look at and some other things. So what may have radicalized her? Want to hear the story? Text Todd's story to 98973.
But what about Tim?
Oh, see? Oh, she would have to bring this up. Tim is a cat who ran into Candy, or so she contends. And even the bot. You notice the bot's obsessed with Tim?
Yeah,
she's never going to forgive Tim.
She's not going to forgive Tim.
No, I mean, if I were Tim, I'd be, and God, thank the Lord, she may not have his last name, or she'd be saying that on there, right?
But that's what happens.
Yeah. So, again, the game works like this. You want Mike's story, it's 98973. Hit Mike's story. You want mine, it's Todd's story. We didn't get through this. With Dick's having the anniversary, did you look through this list of the best burgers? Seattle top 20?
I did. There was a preponderance of burgers in the $18 burger range, which I think is kind of unfortunate and almost antithetical to what a burger ought to be.
No, there was also a burger that had, what's that weird cabbage stuff y'all hipsters eat that you drink now? You know what I'm talking about?
Kale?
Sauerkraut?
No, sauerkraut's real food.
Kale?
No, there's a burger with kale on it. That's disqualified. But no, it's the kibacha, or what do I say that?
Kombucha?
Kombucha. It had kombucha sauce on it. That's the fermented cabbage, isn't it?
I suspect that was one of the $20 burgers.
Yeah, and it's just immediately disqualified. Hamburgers are this. They're meat in a bun. You got your mustard, you got your ketchup, you got your cheese, your pickles, onions. You can add mushrooms and not be disqualified, lettuce not be disqualified. Far beyond that, you're not a burger anymore.
Yeah, there's a couple in here. Loretta's was one of my favorites in South Park. It's a thin, actually common, like a burger you would get at a county fair, a really, really terrific burger.
Or at least we agree on that. That's what we're talking about with burgers. Right now, Tracy Taylor will check traffic. We'll come back and find out who won Choose Your News. Tracy Taylor.
So we've got reports of a wreck on southbound 167 at Jovita that's taking up a lane. You've also got the left lane blocked on westbound 518 out near 154. So again, drivers are finding some delays there. There's a wreck on the side now on North 95 at 44th and Linwood, causing the lineup from just after Northgate towards that scene. Still making that real-time travel time from Seattle to Everett well over an hour. If you've missed it, the Southline Sounder trains are not running this afternoon, or at least until further notice. They are investigating a fatal incident on one of the tracks out near Tukwila. So again, you're going to have to take the buses. If you're on Twitter, you can follow us, KIRO Traffic. I've got the latest info on the best route coming up, or actually on the Twitter handle right now. Traffic anytime online, KIRO Radio Real Time Traffic. I'm Tracy Taylor.
sound of Jordan finding the perfect Subaru from his laptop. The sound of his car being delivered to his door because Jordan used Joy Drive, Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
Miss today's edition of your favorite KIRO radio show?
Good job.
You got to tune into the current pop culture.
Don't wait to catch up. Listen today on demand on the KIRO radio app and mynorthwest.com/podcasts.
Or just stay home and listen to the radio.
At Ace, save on what you need to take care of your home. Save 25% on a regular priced item under $50 when you get your coupon at acehardware.com. Valid with coupon at participating stores through February 28th.
Hey, there's a whole lot of companies that will make a whole lot of claims about losing weight. If you hear the word diet or you hear the word size or they advertise bathing suits, run away. If it's a brand new name, why are you going to go with a brand new name? You got 3010 Weight Loss for Life. Started here. They've been a partner with KIRO Radio for a long time. I lost 85 pounds with them. I have not put one single pound back on in 4 years. And it just changed my life. It took off the weight, but it also changed how I think about food. I can go into any restaurant, any time of day, anytime I want, and eat whatever I want because I've learned about that. I say they started here. They've gone nationwide, but they're still very loyal. They've got locations all around us. The biggest difference is they're not in it for swimsuit looks. They're in it for life. That is truly the difference. Call and make an appointment today with 3010 Weight Loss for Life at 855-843-3010. You're going to be working with people, most of whom have been through the program themselves. They come from a healthcare provider's perspective. That's who started the thing. Call 3010 Weight Loss for Life, 855-843-3010.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
So I don't think there's any doubt that Steve Tytler at Best Mortgage is the recognized expert in two really hard things, the reverse mortgage and the VA loan. So I take that as a given. And those can be great products. There's other companies try to shove you into them, though, because it's not right for everybody. This is some really good news. Steve and the team at Best Mortgage, they're helping folks who are non-veterans and not in the condition for a reverse mortgage with cash-out refinances, right? And right now, there's a lot of people taking advantage of a lot of equity in their house to go through and do home improvement projects and remodel projects. The reason I suggest you work with Steve at Best Mortgage is because that honest advice you can trust, that holds true, okay? He'll get you on the phone. He'll consult with you, and he is the cat who will tell you, hey, you know what? Maybe not now for you, right? Because it might not be right for you. Tell you about changes coming in the mortgage world. So if you're looking at a cash-out refi for remodeling other things, call Best Mortgage. Get the honest advice you can trust. They're at 425-649-6000. Cash-out refi with Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Pella Windows and Doors will help you find the right choice for your home. Hi, this is Dave Ross. That's what they did for us, and now you can get 40% off qualifying installations or 0% interest for 48 months on energy-efficient Pella products through April 11th. So schedule your free Pella in-home consultation by calling 877-98-PELLA. Go to PellaSeattle.com or stop by your local Bothell showroom. Pella Windows and Doors are great to work with, and they're the only BBB-accredited window and door company I recommend. PellaSeattle.com or 877-98-PELLA.
KIRO Radio, 97.3 FM, KIRO FM, Tacoma, Seattle.
Sarcoma. Odds are you've never heard that word before. For the 40 people diagnosed with sarcoma every day, it is a life-changing word because sarcoma is cancer. Through awareness, advocacy, and research, the Sarcoma Foundation of America is bringing hope to the families whose lives have been turned upside down by a cancer they had never heard of until diagnosis. Please join us in the fight to find the cure for sarcoma. For more information on the work of the Sarcoma Foundation of America, go to curesarcoma.org.
Wouldn't you like to look and live your best at every age? You can by unlocking your genetic secrets with Pro Medical at Pro Club. Using breakthrough gene science, our anti-aging physicians, geneticists, and skincare experts can create individualized programs based on your unique genetic blueprint to help you age gorgeously, fight disease, optimize your health and longevity, and feel amazingly energized every day. Pro Medical doesn't just give you a mountain of genetic data, they give you a personalized plan. Our physician-led team works with you one-on-one to help you understand your genetic revelations, and they translate those insights into personalized genetic programs completely tailored to your body's specific needs. Let us show you how to slow the signs of aging and uncover the keys to a lifetime of beautiful skin. You can take control of the aging process starting today. Learn more about Pro Medical's personalized genetic wellness programs, only for you, only from Pro. Make your appointment today. Visit proclub.com.
KIRO Radio, 97.3 FM. Online at mynorthwest.com and streaming on the KIRO Radio app. KIRO FM, Tacoma, Seattle. News and talk, powered by the Pacific Northwest.
Jussie Smollett, now a suspect.
Detectives have gone before a grand jury seeking a felony charge.
A Coast Guard officer accused of plotting domestic terror.
I am dreaming of a way to kill almost every last person on the earth.
And a massive winter storm affects millions.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely sticking. It's coming down heavy.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition, sponsored by the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Police in Chicago are now calling actor Jussie Smollett a suspect in connection with his claims that he was attacked 3 weeks ago. WBBM reporter Bob Roberts.
Police have grown increasingly skeptical about the Empire star's accusation that two men taunted him with homophobic slurs, put a noose around his neck, beat him, and doused him with bleach. Now the Chicago Police Department is tweeting that detectives have gone before a grand jury with the intent of seeking a felony charge of filing a false report, which could send him to prison for up to 3 years if convicted.
CBS News learned the two men arrested in the alleged attack and later released told investigators they were paid by Smollett.
Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, and presidential contenders Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, and Cory Booker. The list also includes television anchors from MSNBC and CNN. According to court documents, Hassan, who once served in the Marines, described himself as a longtime white nationalist who supports the idea of a white homeland.
The Mueller Russia probe may be wrapped up very soon. There are indications a final report could be in the hands of the Attorney General as soon as next week. CBS's Stephen Portnoy.
There have been a few hints to suggest the special counsel's work is winding down. Former acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker told reporters he believed the investigation was close to being completed. Robert Mueller's team has been partnering with U.S. attorneys' offices on newer cases. A sign of handoff to regular prosecutors is in the works. CBS News sources have said they expect Mueller's report to come before Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein departs. He's expected to leave in mid-March.
President Trump told reporters today it's going to be Attorney General William Barr's decision on whether to make all, part, or none of that report public. On Wall Street, the Dow gained 63 to 25,954. The blue chips had two swings into negative territory and hit a session high of 94 points. Now this.
Capital One Quicksilver Card. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. That's all there is to it. Just unlimited 1.5% cash back on everything you buy. What's in your wallet?
The University of Washington speaks out about a data breach discovered last month. Details on that in a moment. But first, Tracy Taylor has your KIRO Radio real-time traffic.
It's amazing what 10 minutes does, and all kinds of blocking problems pop up. Westbound 518 out near 154th. Washington State Patrol has stopped all westbound traffic to move the accident from the left to the right side. So, of course, that's causing a little bit of a clog there. We're also watching the northbound 5 drive at 44th and Linwood, and that's because of an earlier wreck that had happened that has been moved off to the side. However, the lineup now starting from Lake City Way towards that scene. Again, drivers, your real-time travel times from Seattle to Everett are sitting at 75 minutes, and that will continue to climb as the afternoon moves on. Your northbound 405 drive building into Kirkland, southbound 405 outside of Bellevue, heading into Newcastle. The southbound 5 drive stuck outside of the Duwamish River curves and heading up and past South 200th. If you are just finding out, the South Line Sounder trains are being held at King Street Station TFN. That's because they are investigating a pedestrian train crash that accident happened just south of I-5 in Tukwila. No estimated time of when the trains are going to get back moving again, so you're going to have to grab a bus this evening or this afternoon. Traffic brought to you by Amtrak. Breeze through traffic with Amtrak, where you can sit in comfort, not in gridlock, and now save 20% when you book 14 days in advance at Amtrak.com. Restrictions apply. Amtrak, see where the train can take you. KIRO Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Tracy Taylor.
Now, from the KIRO Radio Newsroom and streaming on the KIRO Radio app.
A data breach at the University of Washington Medical Center leaked the information of nearly 1 million patients onto the internet. The exposure began December 4th and was only discovered on the 26th.
The information contained the name, the medical record number, again, not the medical record, but the internal number used to identify the patient within our system. It contained with whom the information was shared and a description of what was shared, such as demographics, office visits, or labs.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Tim Dellett explains it was an internal error, but they don't believe any of the information has been misused. King County Council Vice Chairman Reagan Dunn has called for an investigation. Commercial air flights are a go at Payne Field in Everett. Federal regulators gave the final approval today, saying the limit of 24 flights a day would have no significant impact on traffic or noise. According to the Herald, Alaska plans 18 flights a day to Portland and several major cities in California starting March 4th. United Airlines flights begin on the 31st. A bad night for 3 Seattle drivers who had their windshields shattered by falling pieces of concrete while driving from southbound 99 to East Marginal Way. This happened around 7:45 last night. Police searched the area, but they still have no idea where the concrete came from. When snow started falling in Seattle, an 18-year-old saw green. David Holston, who was visiting from Idaho, made $35,000 in just 4 days by plowing streets.
From Monday morning to Tuesday morning, I worked 24 hours straight, and there are a lot of times I would work over 12-hour days.
Calls started pouring in after he posted an ad on Craigslist. Who else cleaned up during the storm? King County Sheriff's detectives did. They caught a prolific burglar after following his footsteps 2 miles through the snow off Issaquah Falls City Road. What they found when they got there?
2 truckloads worth of property that they got out of his camp, and it was everything. It was a ton of stolen property.
KIRO 7 reports the man faces multiple charges of possession of stolen property. Now let's get your forecast.
Drizzle tonight, but by tomorrow morning, partly cloudy skies. Morning temperatures, upper 20s, low 30s. Watch out for any patchy ice early. Highs in the low 40s. I'm KIRO 7 Chief Meteorologist Morgan Palmer.
42 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery.
From Kent to Capitol Hill, this is KIRO Radio, 97.3 FM.
News and talk, powered by the Pacific Northwest.
This is the Candy, Mike, and Todd Show on KIRO Radio, 97.3 FM. 97.3 FM.
That it is, and we get to this breaking news out of, it's out of Virginia. A guy planning a massive terrorist attack. Not a friendly-sounding person. We'll talk about that. It is Choose Your News time. We announce the winner. We make a pitch. Each of us pitch a story at the end of the first hour. Now we get to go find out who is the winner.
Did everyone agree with you? Let's find out. Choose Your News on the Candy, Mike, and Todd Show.
There's a winner and there is a first loser.
So that's what we do now is we figure out who exactly is the winner. Who did you vote for at 98973? And we tabulate that with a pretty expensive 5-second piece of audio.
A winner!
But then we do this.
Mike Lewis, winner for today.
Mike's the Candy Bot, second day in a row. So I think there's something to this vote fraud thing. What are you doing over there?
I'm not doing anything at all. I'm doing even less than normal, which means I'm almost doing nothing.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, give Mike Lewis a. There it is. That's probably true. So, Mike, your story for the people. Oh, by the way, text messages. I forgot to do that. Text message. Text message from the 253. Mike and Todd, I want both stories. If you don't give me both, I hope a beaver chews down all the trees in your yard.
Fair enough.
Okay, that's fine. I can sight a beaver from my deck. I take it out with an AR-15. It's not getting in my trees. From the 360. Mike, shut your mouth about Loretta's. Let the masses find somewhere else to flock with their Instagram and Yelp reviews.
Whoever wrote this, he or she is totally right. Because I remember after they got reviewed as the best burger in Seattle by, I think, Eater or something like that, and I went in there just to have and the place was packed, and they actually do not allow to go because they're so tired of having to deal with being popular, weirdly enough, that I couldn't get a burger.
There you go. So is your story about Loretta's?
Pardon me?
No.
My story's not about it. It has nothing to do with that.
All right.
But I happened to mention Loretta's earlier.
Set forth with your story.
Oh, no.
Please begin, sir.
Sorry, I
Take
got
the
distracted
stage.
by burgers. So actually, I didn't anticipate winning this one because I said the word France, and I assume that as soon as you say the word France, people are not interested unless they are someone like Andrew who has spent time as a chef. And so this is a pretty interesting story out of the Atlantic, and it's about opioid epidemics. Every country, every first world country has had some version of one. Nearly every first world country has. And in the 1980s, France had a ridiculous heroin epidemic. This was the heroin epidemic that we used to have in the United States prior to it being funded by the pharmaceutical industry. This was actually the illicit industry. And what France did, and they're saying that this would actually work really well now, is one simple change. In 1995, France made it so any doctor could prescribe, and I'll see if I pronounce this correctly, buprenorphine. And that it's a drug to help you get off heroin and especially if you're in that capacity of having a heroin overdose. They actually took away, in the United States, you actually have to go through classes and qualify to prescribe this. They just essentially opened the door and said, look, what do we have to lose with this population? We might as well do something that can be immediate and can change the outcome. They took away all requirements. Any doctor could get it. Any doctor could prescribe it. And bang, immediately overdoses stopped dramatically. Since they did that in 1995, overdoses, heroin-related overdoses, opioid-related overdoses at this point have gone down 79%. In the United States, sometimes it's the regulatory barriers that prevent doctors from doing what they would rather do.
See, this is again another agreement point we're now going to get at. I had a meeting today, and I don't have permission to say it on the air. I probably could because I was blown away with what I learned. I had a meeting today with a behavioral health company in Bellevue. You know, I've been just researching depression, anxiety, etc. The technologies that exist to refire dopamine in people's brains, they can get people in 24 hours, Mike. They can get them in 24 hours. And get this treatment underway that helps get people out of these out of this addiction cycle, because a lot of people, they are doing that to produce dopamine in the brain. They're doing that to avoid problems in their life. 24 hours they can have them in. They've got a cure rate of about 60%, and it starts right off the bat. You know what they can't get? They can't get government involvement. They've been in this for 25 years. They can't get government involvement. They can't get the government to participate in this, and they continue to claim we can't get people in. They can get them in 24 hours, Mike. These are things that we need to be doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would make some sense what you're talking about, sort of, if you take a step back and look at it broadly, is what programs are so effective from a math standpoint that they make more sense. We all know the cost of incarcerating people and processing them through the system. It's almost exclusively less expensive to handle them on the front end, even if we have to put them in some sort of week-long or 2-week-long treatment. What you get when you get a heroin addict out on the streets is you get an enormous amount of property crime, enormous amounts of emergency room
sex
visits.
Trafficking.
You get
comes along with it always.
Absolutely, it does.
Always.
And you get all kinds of social problems, and then you get the public exceptionally riled up because they're seeing all of this stuff happen. And if you would just engage and spend a little more money on the front end, like you said, you can reroute people to something better.
And sometimes it's not even more money. Sometimes it's doing the science that exists today.
Well, actually,
and getting the insurance companies out of the way.
It frequently is overall less money.
Right. It's just so much to talk about. A very, very disturbing story out of Virginia. We'll dig into that next. Right now, Tracy Taylor will check traffic for you. Brought to you by probably some really important sponsor that I can't see. I had to switch
Michael
seats.
Subaru Bellevue.
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Michael Subaru of Bellevue is bringing you Tracy's report. Not Tracy's a human being at the report.
Okay, so Snohomish County Fire is telling us that they're on the scene of a structure fire in the 12,100 block of Wagner